start covering the wings here, doing the ends first. Went pretty well. Had the right amount of overlap on the ends. The ends came out well. I put yellow on the ends and on the bottom, and then a transparent green on top. The transparent green covering, my camera ran out of battery, and I didn't even notice it till I was just about, well, until I was done covering the green on top. The top went a lot better than the bottom did. I just made a few minor technique errors on the bottom. Just the basic, trim the corners, use a little higher heat for the stuff you got to curve, like around the leading edge and the trailing edge of the wing. Went together well. It's kind of awkward doing it inside here. I think if I have to cover it again, I'm going to take my board and put it on a workbench in the garage and cover out there standing. I got a lot more room to work. Because when I finished this up, I had to go back and on some of my ends. I had to heat those up again because I missed a few sitting here in the chair. And I don't know. I'm happy with the wing. It came out well. Not too happy about like some of my seams, like on where the green and the yellow meet. I could have done the first wing that I covered is not as good as the second one. There I'm getting the ends. And I taped string in there where I need to pull my aileron servo leads in. There's the transparent yellow on the bottom. Yeah, I made mistakes. Well, I didn't. They're not really mistakes. I made things harder. I got lots of trim. I'm rounding it again before I cut my trim. Why I didn't, I don't know. I was nervous about starting the wing though. But, I just figured I'd go at it and do it. Getting better at taking the backing off the film. Using Cliff Harvey's little method of kind of scratching it with a X-Acto knife to rough it up. Again, I'm not pressing, I'm just kind of hovering, just lightly pressing. Then once I get the wrinkles out, then I go ahead and rub it in so that it activates the glue. And I'll tell you what, man, once that glue is activated, because I tried to peel off a piece of trim that I had on there that was causing me problems, and it was real hard to get off. Now on the back, I went ahead there in the center, where the center two spars, where my left hand is right there, and put a cover there first, and then covered the sides to it. That's what Cliff Harvey does it, and it gives it kind of a little extra there where it clips onto the fuse. And at the end, I went ahead and put the wing on the fuse and took it outside and held it up in the clouds to get a look at the sun shining through. It looks different, It looks pretty green through the top and kind of a yellow-green coming through the bottom. Doing the other end. It came out well. I did the ends. The ends look nice. There, I should have trimmed the yellow down to about half of the width of the tail, the trailing edge of the wing. I kind of screwed that up. I think I'd go back and cut it. Like here, I'm going to break one of those. I don't know if you call them runners there in the front of the wing or not, but I had one that I repaired that I broke when I had the dihedral in backwards, and I had to pull it apart. And I'm going to break one here in a second. The repair job, it wasn't a very good repair job. I repaired it a second time, and it's perfect. So that was on the very first, the beginning of the video. Now we're doing the second half. I did the second half a little smarter than the first half. In fact, I just covered that this morning after my shower. Took a shower and then got started. I'm watching a movie up there. Well, the movie's playing anyway. Tuca's coming up every once in a while. Cutting out where the screw that holds the fuselage. And it doesn't look too bad. I mean, my wing is not perfect, but I think it looks all right. I'm happy with the way it looks. There's things I could have done better, but for a first time covering a wing, it's not an easy wing to cover with all that open space, I don't think anyway. But I think I have it adhered well to everything that it can stick to. My little spars up there on the front right there, they're all sanded down pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could have sanded them better, lower. I don't know. Just take your time. I did get a few wrinkles on this. I don't know which part of the wing, but there's like one area where I when I was trying to get the wrinkles out, I accidentally touched a super hot iron to the film and it stuck the wrinkles because you just want to hover above it. But I don't know, I got careless. But I enjoyed doing the wing. It was fun. Yeah, there's the solid boards that I've got there. I went ahead and put some green on that when I put green on the top. It's going to look nice in the transparent. I have the SIG Cadet Senior Sport and transparent covering. And when it's up in the sun, man, it really looks cool. This is going to look nice too. I was going to put stripes on the wing, and I don't know, I may, but I don't really want it to get much darker. The fuse, I'm going to kind of multicolor the fuse too. I'm not sure how yet. Just, sticking it to the wide board there, making sure it's good. And I don't get all the wrinkles out till I get covering on both sides. I just kind of lightly work them out to where I can glue it to the wood, get the glue. And I'm just using my hand instead of a towel. It was hot, kind of burned my fingers a little bit, but I used to be a baker before I went in the Army, so my fingers are still a little heat sensitive. The heat doesn't bother them from handling hot donuts and hot stuff. There's the green. See, that's where I screwed up, man. I covered all that green, and I did a good job doing it too, and tightening up, getting the wrinkles out. Now I'm using my soldering iron to kind of cut out for my servos. And then I've got a trim iron that I'm putting it all down. And I didn't know if it'd be better to use the soldering iron to cut the open for the servo or the X-Acto knife. And the knife's better because over on this one I used the knife. Here I'm using a knife. And the knife worked better. I just kind of cut an X in the center. Then took that and then you just went ahead and iron them down. We're getting ready to close here. I want to thank you for watching. It's been a fun build. I don't know when I'm going to cover the fuse, but there I got it outside. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, become part of Team Let's Go Flying. Join us Friday or Thursday night at 6 for the results from the Tuco's World Challenge for the 5 landings challenge, worldwide 5 landings challenge results. We're going to crown a world champion. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. This is Jeff. Tuco is in bed. I just love the way that color looks. And it was windy, so I kept blowing it over. And again, if you see on the ends or the edges, they're a little rough. I smoothed them out a little bit. I noticed that they weren't quite. But I like the green. The green looks good. It's going to look nice. And then the yellow in the light, I like that color too. Thanks for watching.